Listen here, buddy. You need to get over yourself and just ask for help. Hello and welcome to Kiss My A's. My name is Emma Cownley and I'm a freelance copywriter and blogger. Today I thought it would be really good for me to go over another freelancing lesson that I continuously learn the hard way, and I just thought it was worth me sharing my learnings here with you guys and also, in a way, relearning the same lesson again myself. Today we're talking about why it's so important for you to get the fuck over yourself and ask for help from your freelance friends and colleagues. I've been freelancing, I'm now in my third year of being out on my own, and in that time I have learned the importance of asking for help countless times. But I am one of those people who just would rather eat a plate of cold sick than admit that they need help or make themselves vulnerable enough to ask other people, regardless of how much I'm struggling. And in the past 6 months or so, this has been particularly pertinent. I had not a great half of last year in terms of mental health and just where I felt I was at with my business as well, and it kind of both rolled into each other and I just was not feeling great. And instead of reaching out to my freelance colleagues, kind of in a way asking for reassurance, because these effectively are people who completely understand where I'm coming from. They also have to deal with the alienation of freelance life. They also have the burden of running an entire business on their shoulders. So nobody knows better than them what I'm going through, and just some nice words of comfort and reassurance. Instead, I decided I was going to get on with it myself. And so this video is basically me helping you to not be as boneheaded as I continue to be all the time. So we're going to start off with reasons why it's so important to ask for help from your freelance colleagues and the benefits of it. I mean, just on a top level, it sounds really fucking obvious why you should be asking for help, but there's probably going to be a few little pieces in here that you might not have considered, which might encourage you to ask in future. So we're going to look at that. And then also we're going to finish up with how you can actually get over yourself and ask for help. Just some tips that make it a little bit easier to reach out. So first up, why it's so important to ask for help. Business quandaries. Whatever it is you're going through at the moment that you're kind of struggling with in the way of running a freelance business, somebody in your network will have come up against something similar in the past and may have extra insight to share with you, which might be helpful. I personally have found that all of the best business insights I've gained since going freelance have come from other freelancers. People who have really finessed a certain aspect of business, which I really suck at. People who look at things in a different way and their insight has helped me to become better at something else. It's all really, really good. So if there's something you're struggling with, why not put it out to the community, ask for help, because there is guaranteed to be someone who has been there and who can share their knowledge with you. The second reason it's beneficial to actually reach out and ask for help is that freelance loneliness, and I've mentioned this dozens of times in dozens of videos, freelance loneliness is a real thing and it's really, really damaging. And I have actually had people reach out to me on Twitter and tell me that loneliness, oh for fuck's sake, neighbour, go away. Come on. I've actually had people reach out to me on Twitter to tell me that the reason they failed launching a freelance business is because the loneliness was just too much for them and they really were not dealing well with it in terms of their mental health, and they just had to go back and be in an office with other people. And that really makes me sad that you can't fulfill your own vision of a business because of something like loneliness. It just fucking breaks my heart. So if you reach out on Twitter and you just join the conversation, or make sure that you get out networking and just mingle in with other freelancers and start a chat or a conversation with them, it really does help. If you're looking for a way to connect with other freelancers and and start a conversation. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. there is Content Club UK on Twitter, where somebody hosts the Content Club and they will tweet a series of questions, and just everybody gets involved and gives their answers and chats with other people about their answers. And it's kind of a nice way to discuss certain topics around freelancing and different perspectives and different methods of doing things. And it's really quite insightful, and it's fun just to chat about it. So you can get involved with that. Or you can follow Copy Nights on Twitter and go to a Copywriters Unite meetup. They host them all across the UK, so you'll be able to get out there and actually chat with people. Positive number 3, asking for help can help to bolster your workload. I know plenty of freelancers who are happy to put out on Twitter, hey you guys, my workload is looking pretty light this month. I've got loads of availability. If anyone needs anything doing, just hit me up. I'm happy to be referred. And everybody amplifies it. Everybody gets involved to help out. Any extra workload they have, they'll give to you. You know, they can really help you with business development. Now, obviously, you shouldn't rely on this as a main way to Gary up business, because that's really leechy and not that cool. It's okay once in a while if you're really struggling, reach out, but really you should have other methods of business development. I know that sometimes those do take quite a long time to come to fruition, but if you do get yourself in a tight spot or your methods haven't been working, reach out and say, hey guys, I've been trying all this stuff, nothing's really working, do you have any tips? Or broadcast your availability and you will get amplified by the community, either on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever. Actually learning to ask for help. So I've narrowed this down to 4 points. Things you can do that make it just a little bit easier to reach out and ask for help. So the first point, the one I often need to learn, and probably the most important point of all 4 of these, is that you need to fucking get over yourself. I don't know a single freelancer who has not struggled at some point. It doesn't matter how long they've been doing it, how fresh they are to the game, everyone has struggled with some aspect of business, and no one is going to think any less of you for asking for help. In fact, it shows a strength of character that you're able to admit that you're struggling with something. So, first off, fucking get over yourself and ask for help. Point 2 is to start generating relationships with people face to face. So go out, get networking, go to training courses, meet people face to face and forge those real genuine relationships with them. So it's not going to feel so weird later when you reach out and you say, hey buddy, I'm kind of struggling with this. Have you got any tips or tricks? Because you know them, you are actually friends, and it feels less weird that you're reaching out to an internet stranger to ask for help. If that's something you struggle with, if you find it weird to reach out to an internet stranger, then this tip will help you. But personally, you know, a couple of months ago, I reached out to someone that I know on Twitter and have not met in real life and asked for help. And it was fine. This is to help you get over that particular fear of being like, oh, is this weird? Like, we don't really know each other. Go out and meet people then and actually have relationships with them in real life. And then it's easy to ask for help. So if you really would rather chew off your own arm than talk to somebody, you can go to places like Reddit or Quora and ask a question there instead, and hopefully you'll get a lot of replies that way, or kind of put it out on Twitter to everyone. I don't know, depends how shy you are, but there's always that option for you. Just as long as you're asking, that's what's important. If you feel super weird and you don't want to put anything out publicly on Twitter or LinkedIn, or ask someone actually face to face, you can go covert backdoor route like I did and just send someone a private DM on Twitter or send them an email direct and ask for help there. I did this a couple of times last year and it was absolutely fine. If you just rather keep it under the... Because I know some people aren't shy and they will just put it straight out on Twitter like, hey guys, have you had this happen to you? Because it's happened to me and it pure sucks right now. If you're quite shy about it, stick to DMs and emails and then you should feel better. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's always very appreciated. I will conclude this video by apologising for the really genuinely awful lighting. Normally I use natural daylight, but for some reason the light outside today is like blue. And I didn't want one half of my face to be blue and the other half to be yellow. If you have any questions about anything I have discussed today or at any point in the past, or not at all, you can leave me a comment in the box below, or you can find me on Twitter at EJCownley, and I will chat with you there. Until next time, I'll see you back here, same time, same place in 2 weeks for more Kiss My A's. Take care. Peace out.